Okay.
We had a bunch of people.
Bunch of people good to
just
go?
requested to be recorded. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So it is officially 9:30. Good morning to everybody, and welcome to our official welcome back PTC meeting. We are recording this. We've hit the button, so we are live. So I will go ahead and turn it over to our PTC co-presidents, Patty Zaccolillo and Jenny Valanakis, and they will begin this morning's events. So over to you guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave. Welcome everybody. This is our first, hopefully only one time ever, welcome back webinar. Hopefully you have your coffee. Normally we'd be at Waveney, and hopefully next year Jenny will be doing this at Waveney with all of you. But my name, as Dave said, is Patty Zaccolillo. I'm one of your co-PTC presidents, and we're really excited to have all of you here with us today. We're just going to do a little bit of PTC business, and then we'll pass it on to Dr. Lutzy and Dave, who you really want to hear from. So let's see. First, I'm going to just talk a little bit about what the PTC does. I guess our mission, if you will. So Dave, can you go to that slide?
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep, no problem.
Just a little overview. We have a few pictures here, some things that we've done this year already, but the PTC is really here to just be a support for the staff, faculty, and our students at Saxe. We put on events and programs throughout the year, both academic and social. Obviously this year they'll look a lot different because most things will end up being virtual, just so that everybody's safe. And through our Celebrate Saxe campaign, we use that money to give back to the school and support the students through, whatever they may need, whether it's supplies. This year we're going to talk more about what we're doing this year with that money. But, we did a welcome back breakfast for the faculty to make them feel good. And we also helped support by these new signs to keep the kids kind of thinking about safety while they're there. So that's really what the PTC is about. And we just do whatever we can to make sure that the school is a fun, safe place that the kids can learn. Next slide. And there's a bunch of people that make that happen. Other than Dave and Jenny and myself, we have a really amazing executive board that has been working super hard over the summer to kind of come up with creative ideas and to make sure that the kids have what they need so we could get back to school. So in addition to myself and Jenny, we have who are here today. VPs of programs, Heather Bullinger and Meg Saunders. VP of communications, Julie DC. Our secretary, Leslie Cowsley, and our treasurers, Laura Valente and Stacy Harmon. So that's your board, and these guys have been working really hard for all of us this year, so we appreciate. I can't remember what the next slide is. Okay. Oh, here we go. Just wanted to highlight a couple of I drafted these slides and I can't remember what they are. Just a quick, there's a few things coming up. Open houses are going to be a little bit different this year. They'll be virtual. You'll have more information on that from the administration, I know. But 929 will be 5-6, and then 930 will be grades 7 and 8. I already went through this at the high school and I actually really liked it. So hopefully you guys will like the virtual open houses as well. They did a great job there. I'm sure Saxe will do an equally great job. Our Celebrate Saxe campaign, which you're going to hear more about from our amazing Ways and Means chairs later, is on October 2nd to October 9th. Our New to New Canaan Saxe Parent Coffee has been postponed to October. We don't have a date on that yet, but it is coming. So if you're new, we want to welcome you. And of course, if you have questions before then, reach out to one of us and we will help you in any way that we can with the transition. And then our virtual book fair this year, we're going to be having a virtual book fair, and that will be in November, and more details will be coming later. Okay. Next.
Yep.
Jenny, I'm going to hand this off to my amazing co-president, Jenny Valanakis.
Thank you, Patty. So yeah, just quickly, Way to support the PTC, to join the PTC. Some of you already have your $30 membership, gives you access to an online directory. This is the first year that all of the new Canaan schools actually are moving to online directories. We're very excited about it. We're currently in the process of inputting information, all of the data in there. So as soon as that's ready, if you've already signed up and paid your $30, you will be given access to your own unique access code to that directory. So we anticipate sometime, hopefully in the next week, that will be happening. And it's not too late to sign up and join if you haven't already. As far as volunteers for this year, as Patty mentioned, and as everyone knows, this is a really unique year where we aren't able to have parents and outside coming to school. So a lot of our traditional volunteer opportunities are going to look a little different. So as of right now, we don't really need any additional volunteers, but please keep on the lookout for any opportunities that may come up. I think we all know if one thing that we learned last year is that no one can predict what's going to happen next. So we could all of a sudden need a lot of help. So just watch out for one of these communications methods that I'm going to talk about here in a second. For any potential ways to get involved. As some of you may have already seen, we send out a monthly newsletter first day of each month with the letter from Patty and I, and then just information about any activities coming up, things happening at the school. We do a quick weekly blast on Sunday mornings that just take a look at the week ahead, anything from Spiritware, which we do wrap up last week, to school on Friday, things like that. That's a great way to kind of look at the week ahead. Our website, saxeptc.org, is another way to see our calendar of events. And please follow us on Instagram. And you can get pictures from the school, get updates on PTC initiatives, different things that we'll be putting on there all year. And I can't remember which that is.
Okay. Thanks, Jenny. So the next thing that we need to do is a little PTC. Yeah, we're on the next slide. We're going to be doing our vote. Every year we have to vote. First of all, we have to vote to approve our previous meetings minutes, which are our April 22nd general PTC meeting, where we voted on our slate. And we're also going to ask that the PTC membership approve the proposed 2020-2021 PTC budget. Both were posted. Yeah, we're on the next slide right here. We need to approve both of these. So I'm going to make a motion to approve both the April 22nd general PTC meeting minutes, and the proposed 2020-21 budget.
Can you guys hear
They were
me?
posted on our
All right.
They were posted on our website, and we're going to put up a poll right now, and if everyone could just vote on those two things, that would be great. We'll just give everybody a second to do that. Dave, when you see that there's like a critical mass of voting, we can move on from that.
We are quickly approaching, we're at 75 right now, so it's, I would say, critical
Perfect.
mass.
So maybe we'll just leave it up for another few seconds, and then we can go on to the next slide. Thank you everyone for voting. We appreciate it. Just a little note about the budget. It's available online, and obviously we will make adjustments to it as the year goes on if necessary, based upon any changes with the current situation.
Okay. We good?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks everyone. Okay, so next, I can't remember what's next.
Yep, let me just,
there's the poll.
sorry, closing the poll on
Okay.
my end, and I will advance the screen.
Approved. That's okay. No, those were approved. This is probably the most people that have ever voted on the budget. So that's exciting. Jenny, do you want to take this?
Yeah, hopefully I'm going to go dark because I think sometimes that helps with the audio. We can thank Optimum and the hurricane that we just had for my spotty internet connection.
Yeah.
So I want to introduce Laura Pryor and Julie Pastios to talk about Celebrate Saxe and what all the exciting things that they have planned coming up. So ladies, take it away.
Okay, hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm sure I'll be getting a bunch of texts if you can't right now. But thank you, Patty and Jenny, and hi, everyone. I am Laura Pryor, if you don't know me, and somewhere out on your Zoom screen is Julie Pastios, my partner. We're co-chairing Celebrate Saxe this year. It launches on October 2nd. And for those of you who are new to Saxe, Celebrate Saxe is a check writing online donation campaign, and it's the PTC's only major fundraiser. So we promise we won't be asking you for financial support in other ways this year. In this unique time, we're introducing a simpler, streamlined, but no less vital Celebrate Saxe. In short, this year we invite you to keep calm and celebrate Saxe. In creating this year's, oh, sorry. Did I hear something?
She just laughed.
I just laughed at you because it was cute.
Oh, good. Okay. I can't see. I can only read. Anyway, in creating this year's campaign, we focused on the 3 C's, which are the core values of our Saxe community: caring, commitment, and communication. And of course, we wanted to inject a big dose of fun for the kids and for the parents. So in that vein, we'll be introducing virtual celebrity cameos, both global and local, that will speak to these 3 C's. So tune in for sports figures, musicians, local heroes, and more. These cameos will be enjoyed in the school and the virtual classrooms, and you too can get a glimpse through the Saxe PTC Instagram account. So make sure to sign up on the Instagram and be on the lookout for those cameos. In the past, Celebrate Saxe has allowed us to fund a variety of incredible things like bike racks, band instruments, science equipment for the labs and STEM classes, and many other grant requests from our inspiring teachers. This year's funds are more crucial than ever, considering the novel needs that our school is facing. Our incredible teachers, administrators, and staff continue to work tirelessly to make this year a growing success, and we strive to support them wholeheartedly. Celebrate Saxe will run for only 1 week this year, from October 2nd to the 9th. Please watch your mailboxes for more information, or if you'd like to get started right now and check that off your list, just head to saxeptc.org, make your donation, and start celebrating Saxe today. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Thanks, Laura and Julie. You guys have really stepped in and done a great job with the campaign. I know it's going to be great for the kids, and the parents are going to love to see everything as well. So we really appreciate it. Okay, next we have I would like to introduce to you the new Executive Director of New Canaan Cares, Judy Phillips. She's going to say hi to everybody, and we look forward to working with her this year. Judy.
Everyone, good morning. Thank you so much, Patty and Jenny, for the welcome and invitation this morning. I look forward to working with all of you and hopefully sometime soon meeting everyone in person. In the meantime, please, we just relaunched our website, so we're inviting everyone to come check out the programs we've got going on. One of particular relevance is happening on September 29th, Healthy Emotions in Uncharted Waters. So aimed at the middle school population at 9:30 in the morning via Zoom, unfortunately. But hopefully we'll all be able to get together in person soon, and I can actually meet some of you face to face.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you, Judy. And we do look forward to seeing what New Canaan Cares has to offer. You always have such great programs. So I think I'm going tomorrow night to one at the high school. Okay, so I think now, if I remember, yes. We are very lucky in New Canaan. I just want to do a little brief intro for Dr. Lutzy. We're so lucky to have Dr. Lutzy as our superintendent, and actually our whole administration, central office. You got everyone at Saxe. I have seen how hard they've worked over the summer, and just everything that they've done to get us where we are with the kids, at least half of them in school today, and hopefully all of them in school in a few weeks. So I'm proud to introduce Dr. Brian Lutzy, our superintendent. Here.
Yes.
Hopefully. No? Oh, there he is.
Let's see.
No?
He's working through the audio.
Yep, let's see. How's that?
Good.
There you
All right.
are.
Hey. Well,
Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. And Patty, thank you for that kind introduction. Patty and I have known each other for a long time, since I became superintendent, and you were, I think, over a year elementary school PTC president. So first of all, I want to say thank you to the PTC and to everyone for inviting me to join you this morning. Although a little different, still special and important. And I am very impressed by the use of Zoom here by the PTC and putting the polls together and actually making it an interactive experience. So well done. I also just want to take a brief moment to say thank you and congratulations to Dave, Julie, Steve, and Steve, to all of our amazing teachers, to all of our staff, and of course, all of you and all of our parents. And it's a thank you, because what we've done and continue to do is really all of us pulling together to pull off something that's never been done before. And a congratulations, because we're doing it so well. In schools right now, we're doing things and working in ways and problem solving things that we've never done before, right? We're doing this on behalf of our kids. We're doing it together as a community, as a school, as one Saxe and one district. We are thinking on our feet, minute by minute, day by day, and we are figuring out how to make the most of the situation that we have. Since the very, very beginning, when we closed back in March, our goal has been to go above and beyond trying to just replicate what was, and instead to look to create something new and special and unique and really meaningful for the kids that are going through this. This is not an opportunity for us to sort of sit back and continue and just sort of rely on those approaches that have worked for us so well in the past, but instead to be generative in our approach and constructivist, and to put something together that really matters for kids and something that they'll remember. And we've done that, and we continue to do that every day with your help and support, with the leadership of Dave and Julie, Steve and Steve, and across the district, and of course with the tireless commitment of our teachers, our staff, and everybody working together. Just every morning I'm getting emails from colleagues around us, and sort of problem solving with them as well. This pandemic has created a situation where, when there is a positive case in a school somewhere, and it is happening in different schools around the state and around the country and around us, sort of that the work that we've done throughout the summer, the planning and preparation that's gone into opening schools, all serves those districts well and will serve us well when the time comes, so that we can take a thoughtful approach, putting everyone's safety and security first, and doing everything we can to keep our schools in session and do so safely for our kids and for our staff. We are moving forward with our plan. Right now the plan is to phase back in elementary students next week, and then the week after that to look at Saxe and look at bringing everybody back, and phasing that return in as well. The numbers have looked good so far. Our mitigation strategies have been excellent. I want to thank all of our teachers, our staff, Dave, and all of our kids for really sort of understanding that the efforts they put in now help us to be successful, to stay open and keep kids in school. The mitigation strategies we put in place appear to be working. Of course, I want to encourage everyone to apply them outside of school as well. You know, maintaining that social distancing, wearing masks, and all of those things. It all matters. It all helps, and it all keeps us safe, secure, and hopefully in school. So it's a different kind of year, one that comes with lots and lots of challenges, but lots and lots of opportunities as well. And we're capitalizing on those opportunities to make sure this is a special, meaningful year for all of our kids. We're still moving forward as a district in our goals. You know, we didn't put everything on hold. We're continuing to grow, to learn, to evolve and improve in the classrooms and in our systems and structures, because that's what we do. That's what we believe in. We're not going to be defined by this. We're going to continue to problem solve and work through it to make sure that we maintain the quality and the excellence of the New Canaan Public Schools. So it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you. I'm going to listen for a little bit longer. I have an opportunity to go across town to talk to another school in a little bit, but until between now and then, I'll stick around and look forward to hearing from others, Dave and others along the way. But again, truly, thank you for your commitment, your support, your help, and know that knowing that we're in this together helps us every day as we continue moving forward. So it's great to see you all, albeit virtually. And I did hear rave reviews from the high school open house that it actually went quite well, and people enjoyed the opportunity to be able to bounce around from screen to screen and what have you. So I'm optimistic you'll have an equally positive experience here at Saxe. So thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Lutzy.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Lutzy. Jenny, did you want to?
I went dark, so hopefully you can hear me. But I have the pleasure of introducing our fearless leader, Mr. Dave Gessich, who I think we can all agree has really led just an awesome transition for our kids back into school. And just very, very excited and so thankful for his just enthusiasm and for making all of the kids feel welcome and part of the community. So, Mr. Gessich, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you so much, Jenny. Appreciate that. And, with that, I am going to start with my first kudos and thanks, because I have a slide that goes through that, but I'd like to start with my administrative team, our administrative team here at Saxe Middle School. I could not ask for a better group of professionals to navigate the challenges that have been ever present along the way for all of us in the field of education, to be perfectly honest. And this truly was the most amazing team effort that I've ever been involved with, either personally or professionally, in all my years of education or any other experiences that require people working together towards a common goal to be successful. So I'm going to let them do a quick hello here and talk about who they are going to be working with this year, and then we'll head back to the slides. So why don't we start with Mr. Bedard here at the top of the list.
Hey guys, Steve Bedard. I am your 8th grade administrator here this year. And like Dave said, it's been a very new experience, one that I don't think any of us ever anticipated when we got into this profession, but the support from you, the community, has been truly remarkable, as well as our central office administrative staff, our other administrators and our teachers all coming together for one common goal, and that's to bring all your kids back safely. Truly has been remarkable. And I'm going to let Julie Ferreira, our 7th grade administrator, introduce herself at this time. Thanks, guys. Nice to see everybody.
Thank you, Steve. He literally just took everything that I had in mind to say, but hello, everyone. I am Julie Ferreira. I'm this year the administrator for the 7th grade. I will be with them for this year and next year. And just to echo what Steve said, we chose for this year the idea of community. That's the message that we've given the kids. And although that this has been quite the ride this year, I am incredibly grateful to be part of this team and for the support that we have all received from the community at large, from our district administration, our team here, the kids. Dr. Lutzy said it well, the kids have been unbelievable. So I'm feeling incredibly grateful for the positives and the lessons from this experience so far. I look forward to continuing to work with all of you to make this a great year. So thank you. And I'm going to actually now pass it on to my colleague, Dr. Stephen Clapp.
Thanks, Julie. Good morning, everybody, and thanks for coming to this webinar. I am Dr. Stephen Clapp, and I have the pleasure of working with 5th grade for the 8th consecutive year, which means I know kids all the way up to the seniors. I've had a chance to work with every grade level from 5th grade to 8th grade to 12th grade. And I would echo what Steve and Julie and Dave have said so far. The kids really, one message you get out of today's presentation is the kids have done an outstanding job of really taking this all very seriously and working with our new protocols and new procedures. So we're very proud of them, very proud of the teachers, and it's a great team to work on. If you need anything at all, don't hesitate to reach out to us. So thanks a lot. With that, I'm going to pass it on to our special ed director, Mrs. Vanessa Visners.
Thank you, Dr. Clapp. Good morning, I'm Vanessa Visners. I'm the special education administrator here at Saxe, and I have the pleasure of working with all students in the building, grades 5 through 8, who receive special education services or those who are referred for special education services. And I, too, echo my teammates' comments regarding the push for community this year and the amazing response we've seen. And frankly, I'm impressed that there are 182 people participating in this webinar, while perhaps simultaneously managing their children at home with their remote learning today. So that's a testament to the community of New Canaan, and the phrase that it takes a village really has taken on a whole new meaning in this environment. And I am proud to be part of this village and community. So please reach out with any questions that you may have.
Thank you, Saxe admin team. And here is your admin team in action, both masked up and without masks. This is something that, is truly different for everybody, to say the least. To consider that we'd be complimenting each other on our masks as we enter the building each day is something that nobody could have ever dreamed of. But, everybody really has embraced it, from staff to students to everybody who's involved in our learning community, and done a great job with it. So. My main page of thanks here in the next couple slides, as you already heard, Dr. Lutzy and the central office team leading the way. I could not be more proud to be involved in a district that colleagues from around the state say, I don't know how you guys did it, but whatever you did it right. I almost equate it to the swan that's swimming across the pond and how graceful and everything looks on the surface, but underneath the legs are going super fast, and all that work is really, driving what looks so seamless on top at times. I'm not saying we don't work through some speed bumps, but they have led the charge and led it well all along, and truly have kept our guiding principles and the students at the forefront of every decision that's had to been made along the way. And I couldn't be more proud to be part of this system. So thank you to Dr. Lutzy and the entire central office team there. Our Board of Education has again been unbelievably supportive in everything that we've been through since March through the summer and opening of the building. They have stood by us every step of the way, and I just wanted to give a big thank you to them. Our secretaries who are here all the way through, preparing for end of year events, getting everything ready over the course of the summer, and being prepared for the launch of the school year. Our district technology services, to say the least, they have done an unbelievable job having everybody prepared to go one-to-one here at Saxe and have everything set and ready to go with all of our Wi-Fi connections and everything. Worked through a couple blips, but again, our mantra of being patient and understanding has served us well, and we've gotten to a good place under their leadership. Our union leadership, they really have partnered with us. I think that is one thing that has allowed our district to get off the ground so successfully, is everybody was on the same page and understood that we were all working together, not only for the best interest of all of our students, but for our entire community overall. And we wanted to make sure that we did work together, we partnered and made sure that we were on the same page in terms of any next steps or decisions that had to be made. So there wasn't any area where we're going in opposite directions that were going to lead to any hangups down the road. So again, thank you to them. Last but not least, on this slide, I want to thank our wonderful PTC, everybody who has been mentioned up to this point already, everybody who's been part of the transition from in school to remote to summer planning to kickoff has been, truly tremendous in terms of the investment in time and resources to help us have a successful launch. And everybody who's on here, again, the 183 people that are here right now, thank you to every single one of you, and thank you to anybody who's going to be watching this at a later time. You have done an unbelievable job because your children are awesome, and we are so blessed to have them and welcome them here on a daily basis, whether it's physical or virtual. What you do at home to prepare them to come to school to learn and be part of our learning community is a credit to you. So thank you to all of you. I could probably go on for days thanking what you all have done, but I will go on to the next screen here. You may have thought that one second on here. Sorry, my grid is covering this on the side here. I did want to bring attention to the Charting Our Course Forward website that Dr. Lutzy has launched, and it's on the landing page of all of our schools. It has the most up-to-date information in terms of anything that we are, doing, transitions, appendices, addendums, anything that's new from the state, anything that's new from the Department of Health. Everything is live and updated there. So I do encourage you to check that out, please, and make sure that if you have any questions, anything that you see on there, just feel free to reach out to us. But that has been an unbelievable resource for everybody. And I'm sure it's a labor of love, I'd say. Dr. Lutzy has been doing an amazing job with that. So I did want to mention that on this page as well. All right, our custodial maintenance crew. Every year I've been amazed by what they do. They literally take everything out of every single room and have everything ready to go and clean as it goes back in. And it really is an unbelievable process to see unfold over the course of the summer. Not everybody gets to see the nuts and bolts of the work that goes into it. So I always like to show these pictures of that work that goes on, and then the end product that ultimately ends up looking like this. This is before the carpets and everything were brought back in, but seeing our building shine, glean, and be ready to welcome our students, our staff, really does send a message that we care about everybody who walks in this building. And that goes to our custodial maintenance crew who make that all happen. So thank you to each of them. All right, I'm going to just take a moment to talk a little bit about, who I am as a person. I think it's important. I spend so much time with your kids and invest so much in ensuring that, their experience here is something that we hope that is a positive one. I just wanted to show real quickly what life was like for the Gussich family since the shift to remote and the quarantine. You see in what's in the bottom left of my screen is our Gussich quarantine counter. We started literally going through with a hammer and a chisel on an old log piece that we thought we'd have a little bit of fun with, and did the hash marks as we went through. I forget, we got up to day 70 something before, the excitement waned, and we have that there as a keepsake. But each day we also had a little bit of fun and just did a little family photo, whether it was a color, whether it was dress up day, whether it was a sports day, whatever it was. We just said, all right, what's today? And we got together and we did it. This happened to be Pyramid Day, and this actually is the irony of this is once we all collapsed and fell, we said, I think we're good, and that's going to be the last day that we're going to do the family group photos here. So we had a little bit of fun doing that and put a slideshow together on that. But that's my son Nicholas in 4th grade up top there. My daughter Brooke, that's being stabilized by my wife Amy over there. She is in 8th grade, and then my daughter Ellie, that's digging her knees into my lower back there, is in 10th grade, and having a little bit of fun there. And then over to the side, we didn't get up to where we typically do because of the circumstances up to Lake Winnipesaukee this summer as a family, but we did get out to see my dad out in Pennsylvania, and that's my brother and I with my dad and our family there. So they have four kids on their end. We have our 3 kids that make my dad a proud grandpa of 7. So just a little bit about us as a family on our end. So, all right, here's the chronology of 2020 so far that I think we can all relate to. As we went back, we thought the year was off to a great start. 2020, a great way to kind of get into a new year. And then obviously March started to throw us a little bit of a loop. The rest is history, and I think this represents everything that we've all been through. And we are today somewhere. There's a couple todays on there, and yesterday is who knows where. But this does represent so far what we've been feeling and experiencing. However, I am proud to say that you know, this is the one thing that made all of that craziness and tipsy-turvy motion so worth it. Seeing those buses roll up on that first day and ultimately welcoming our entire learning community back together that following week as one with our remote learners, our physical learners, our cohorts, and everybody joining. It really does feel like a school again. Julie opened up when we, Passios, when we opened the webinar, it said, so how's it feel? Does it feel good to be back? And I said, I don't want to steal the thunder of the presentation, but it really does feel there's a semblance of normalcy. Our kids are excited to be back. All the angst that our staff had and all the preparation really did subside. And, you know, again, I'm not going to sugarcoat it and say it's all perfect. We're still continuing to work through things, but this is what made it all worth it. And it was so wonderful to welcome our students back to Saxe Middle School. And what we're going to see over the next several slides is what the day in the life of looks like here at Saxe as we've gone through, and what makes our learning community what we feel continue to be special. So first, I'll start with who we are. You know, as mentioned before, we celebrate Saxe. You know, we are a learning community overall, and all members of our learning community celebrate one another through caring, communication, and commitment. We are collectively Saxe Middle School. We make up Saxe Middle School. It's not just these words on a screen. It's not the physical building. It's everybody that has been recognized so far and everybody who is either with us each day in the building or participating virtually. We all make up Saxe Middle School. Our theme, as Dr. Ferrer said earlier, is community. You know, it is that all-in can-do mentality that got us to where we are today and has allowed us to successfully launch. I'd be remiss if I didn't say that the thank yous that came in as we got off the ground and those that continue to come in didn't mean the world to us. They absolutely did. Teachers share the thank yous that are sent to them. They are so proud of the work that went into this. And even a simple thank you email for, you know, having a successful start for within the classroom or us as a school truly has meant the world to us. And I wanted to, you know, say thank you to you guys. I'm stumbling a little because it's awkward to say thank you for saying thank you, but it really is something that is so meaningful to everybody. Again, I mentioned before, our plans are based on our guiding principles, our mission, our vision, and what's in the best interest of our students. And we always ask to please assume the best of intentions. So any decisions that we make, any adjustments or shifts that we make, it's because we've fully vetted and really evaluated any decision that has to be made to make sure that we are falling in line with the aforementioned plan above. So in terms of community, our student and family experience, our staff experience, and our connections and relationships with our physical and remote learners are all what make up what is the foundation of what's going to be the most positive experience possible for everybody involved. We recognize that we had to take care of that before we got into curriculum, and we are well underway. It is unbelievable to walk down the halls and pop into classrooms and seeing the two worlds meld into one with the physical, the virtual. And really, if you shut your eyes and listen, you wouldn't know that that's going on. It's school that's going on. It's so invigorating and encouraging that, you know, having working through some of those bumps here and there, that the curriculum is being delivered and what we feel is effectively. And again, you know, we'll have to take a look at any adjustments that have to be made along the way. You know, communication is a big part of our 5 C's. We encourage you, if there are any questions, to reach out to your child's teachers or counselor. But together, we are going to make sure that we are working on that success that we know is going to be, you know, ahead of us all through this process. And again, our theme for the year is community, and we have another quote that's going to be important to take a look at here. The way you make others feel about them says a lot about you. We included this in each of our grade level meetings that we had last week, and we feel that this is a message that's important for our students to hear, because in the sometimes egocentric mindset of an adolescent, that they only think about themselves. And we truly feel that it's so important to remind our students and each other, to be honest with you, that, you know, they really have the power to change the way somebody views things or the experience that somebody has in any given day. And, you know, it's important for us to continue to revisit that and go through the reps in terms of that being an important message for our students to know, believe, and be part of their day. And again, it's not going to be without its trials. People are going to make mistakes. We're going to support them and through that. But I want you to know that the messaging that's given to all of our students is around that community mindset. Okay, I'm not going to spend too much time on the schedules. Dr. Lutzy did allude to our transition, as we're going through week 2 here, looking ahead into week 3, and our Wednesday schedules, the 3-hour schedules that we have that allow us to do some of that important professional learning and evaluating and adjusting. And as Dr. Lutzy mentioned before, that we are on pace to welcome our students back full time in that incremental manner, where we're going to be taking a look at our 5-6 grade levels first to be transitioning them back in. We've evaluated our hybrid process up to this point, and things that we're going to have to do adjustments with the physical plant, some of the transitions to ensure that when we do welcome all of our learners back, that it's going to be done successfully. We were reminded yesterday in a meeting, Dr. Lutzy mentioned that, our original plan was for us to be back 100% before we shifted and did our onboarding through the hybrid process. So we already have the foundation of that set. It's just a matter of making those minor adjustments for us to shift and then welcome everybody in on that timeline that has been laid out. So we're looking forward to continuing to make that part of our planning in the coming weeks. And, it's all going to be dependent on the numbers and data-driven decisions, but that is our plan as of right now. Okay, so a look around the school, some of the new procedures. You can see both of our upper division and lower division entrances here. You'll notice there are 4 quarters here. We welcome each of our students as they come in, whether they're from the bus or from drop-off, to ensure that the lines don't cross as they're going through the halls. You can see on the bottom left on my screen here, we have some blue tape down the hallway, and that is designated our one-way sides of the halls to ensure that we are maintaining those peer cohorts that we have so thoughtfully planned for. One of those strong mitigation strategies that's in place to hopefully help us successfully transition back into school fully. It's been quite a process to plan all these things out. But, we feel that everything that we have in place creates a safe environment for everybody. Some of the plexiglass that's at our main entrance areas, I show this, and every time I put this slide up, I just want to point out that all of the safety measures that have been put in have been done so it's unobtrusive. I really feel it's still a comfortable, nurturing learning environment, even though these safety measures are in place. That was I'll speak for myself, one of my fears when we talked about all these things in theory, is that it's going to feel like a prison, and it's not going to feel warm and like a school. Quite the contrary, it really has maintained that warm environment, and the students really do feel comfortable from what we've seen so far. Here's a look at some of our kids at lunch in the plexiglass cubicles that are on the tables that help keep some of that separation. Still smiling, giving those thumbs up, even though we've had to get spread out, utilize some of the gymnasium spaces. The rotation that has been put in, the admin team did all the work to really make sure that we have a thoughtful rotation as students flip-flop from recess to lunch. And it allows the custodial team to go through and clean everything in between the waves. And even on some of those inclement weather days, we've been able to manage, keep that separation there and do so in a really efficient manner. You can see some of our sweet social distancing Saxe Hawks dots that are throughout the building, just the visual cues for our 6 feet to keep that social distancing as part of our mitigation strategies as well throughout the building. This happens to be in the cafeteria here as kids are getting ready to wait for their hot lunch, or cold lunch for that matter if they choose. Outside, we have some of our tents set up, and thank you to the PTC. As soon as today, we may see some more tents going up around campus. We like to tell our staff that just because there isn't a tent in a particular location, that doesn't mean that they can't go over their classes, and they've been doing so very successfully. They've been utilizing the outdoor spaces, having opportunities for class outside, taking mass breaks outside, transitioning between classes outside, and we are so fortunate to have such wonderful courtyard space throughout our campus to be able to do that. And we'll continue to look at our opportunities to provide as many outdoor opportunities while we can, while the weather's nice, And even when it's not, what we could do to continue to keep our campus spread out as much as possible. So the banners that were again supported by you guys, the PTC, thank you again. Every school was all in on this, and that Safe for New Canaan does add up to wearing your mask, washing our hands, and keeping the social distance, all things that we've been talking about. And in terms of wearing a mask, here's one of my nominations for the Mask of the Week, one of my favorites. There are so many that come in. They're so creative and fun, making the best of a situation. But we just remind people that, keeping them on while they're inside, and then, taking those breaks when they're designated outside, not congregating in groups. That's why we haven't gone to utilizing lockers yet. Yes, I understand that some of the backpacks can be heavy. Each morning when students get out of the cars, I can't tell you how many backpacks I've held up while the kids kind of walk underneath them, get their arms in, and get set to go down the halls. But everybody's been really doing well with that so far. And it's really an important part for us to make sure that when our kids are in school, that we're able to keep those safety measures and distance measures in place. And that's part of that. As we continue to evaluate the numbers in the process, if it makes sense for us to utilize our lockers, we are certainly prepared to do that. But we're just working through that right now. And we, again, thank you guys for your support on that. The hand sanitizer that's around the building, and/or when students are going to the restroom, to wash their hands as frequently as possible, and participate actively and be engaged in the learning, goes along with overall the entire process. And then in terms of the bathrooms, depending on the size of the bathroom, we have a max of only 2 in a bathroom, and we have them sectioned off so there aren't stalls that are functional next to each other. Again, that helps us maintain that spacing in between. So just some of the nuts and bolts in terms of our procedures here. Our live stream and planning with that. So we had a little expression, have a plan in place just in case. And with that, we have our plans A through D that our teachers are hopefully ready to deploy. If we have some of those live stream issues that we had to work through on the first couple days, fortunately, and knock on wood, so far on our end, it's been very successful. Again, our DTS team and everybody involved has been exceptional in terms of troubleshooting and getting everything where we need it. On the other end, we saw a couple glitches even this morning in our meeting, and that's going to happen. We have to, be patient and roll with that. We understand that on the receiving end, sometimes the families might be navigating some Wi-Fi issues at home. If there's several kids on, the bandwidth is low, whatever. Sometimes I feel like it depends on the weather, who knows, but our teachers are prepared to be patient with that as well. And on the receiving end here, to ensure that kids don't get frustrated and feel as though they're missing out on things. So those plans have been thoughtfully laid out. And again, if there are any questions about how to go through any of that with any of those glitches, please, again, reach out to your children's teachers and/or counselor, and we'll talk through anything on that. So in terms of the remote learning expectations, this is an important slide. It's been shared out probably several times, but again, it cannot be overstated. We expect our kids to log into class on time with video. That is part of the expectations. Participate, like I said on the prior slide, actively and be engaged in the learning, not just being present. Remember, school rules still apply, even at home. We are treating this structure, this environment as our school. So whether our students are participating at home virtually on a given cohort day, or they've chosen the remote learning option, everybody is considered part of Saxe Middle School during that given time. And we are still going to be abiding by all of our school rules and everything. And we appreciate everybody's understanding with that. And in terms of, creating and monitoring that comfortable learning space, we ask that, while your children are at home, that you do keep an eye on it and encourage them to remember that the school rules are in place and not to get too laxed or comfortable, or, to ensure that they're appropriate in terms of, not just rolling out of bed in their PJs. That's also a mindset as well as being prepared for school. And that's why we continue to encourage that. And again, here's another link for the district Charting Our Course Forward website. Again, I recommend that you just kind of go through there, see any of the updates that are on there. And that's continually being updated, even with some of the latest stats in town too. So, and here's a shot of, happens to be one of our 8th grade, Mr. Ekstrom's science class, participating in one of our earlier days with our remote learners up on the smartboard and our physical learners participating in the class there. Okay, so a couple more updates here as we get through the last few slides. Doors to the school open 20 minutes prior to our upper division and lower division arrival. So 7, 10, and 8 o'clock respectively. We ask you to try and stay within that time frame. Our students are going straight to their classrooms. I mentioned those prescribed routes, so they're not traveling around the building and crossing over each other. We do ask that phones be powered down and stored during the school day. As we take a look at some of that, that first bullet there, the arrival, as we look at going back to all in, we have seen an increase in ridership on the buses, and that's going to be important for us as we navigate both the arrival and the dismissal. You may have noticed if you've participated in either of those, even though we're at half capacity right now in the building, those lines have been a little bit long, and we're working through that. And we have our SRO and our campus monitors evaluating our entrances and exits. And we have some cones out, and we're going to have them helping guide through some of those procedures and crosswalks as well for safety of students that are walking and riding. But that's something that as we go to back to plan for everybody back in, we are going to need to really take a look at recommending that ridership on the buses be part of what's going to help us navigate that arrival and dismissal. Again, everybody is up to what their comfort level is with that, but we've seen that ridership has continued to increase, and it's helped us successfully navigate those phases of the morning and afternoon. So thank you to everybody on that. In terms of being in school, we ask that you continue to self-monitor. There is information on our website that can, it's a checklist. If there are things you're not feeling well, we recommend that you stay home. Students could still participate remotely, not feel like they're missing out on anything. They're not going to be marked absent. And that's something that we'll be able to designate whether they were in school physically or participated virtually. And if they're not going to participate, they just feel too ill, they can't get out of bed. Hopefully that's not the case very often, but they would just have to call the attendance line as an absence as they would at any other time. So our item drop-offs, we do have tables at both of our entrances. So if, inevitably somebody forgot a lunch or their device, those can be dropped off there. There's a number there, or you just hit the buzzer and it will be brought inside and delivered to your child in a pretty timely manner. In terms of appointments, late arrivals, and an early pickup, please contact the respective offices. So Ms. Carmichael in the lower division office or Ms. Benware in the upper division office. And they've been great about coordinating so students are not waiting. They're prepared to exit the building or get to you if it's a pickup, or if it's arrival, they're coming right in and heading right to their classes. So, okay. Extracurricular activities. We are in the process of taking a look at what is going to be feasible for us to continue to offer. We certainly value these extracurricular opportunities for students as part of the well-rounded experience for our kids here at Saxe. We'll be sending information out shortly within the next probably week or two that will, once we have our list finalized, and it'll probably be a combination of what we could do safely, physically, and really something that was completely new during the remote learning in the spring, which was our virtual experiences, which really were well received and successful. This is just a snapshot of the write-ups of those from the spring. And we look forward to these being offered coming up. And we encourage you to consider what might be a good fit for your child for these. Excuse me. A couple of important upcoming dates listed here. We have not only what's already on the calendar, I'm sure part of your calendars. We have our first Spirit Day coming up. That was something that we participated in through remote learning that I thought was very well received, and that a lot of participation helped us continue to feel like a community. And we have our virtual open houses coming up on the 29th and the 30th. And then our first walk to school day of the year will be coming up on the 2nd. And then, as you heard, Celebrate Saxe will be kicking off that week as well. So a lot of excitement coming up. All right, as we get down to our last couple of slides, these are more just, the things that really make us know that, what we have done up to this point is in the best interest of students, of staff, and really has allowed us to celebrate the things that have gone well. A couple of quotes on here. I'm not going to read them each to you. You can read them as I'm talking a little bit, but it really does show that not only is our staff excited to be back, they're recognizing how excited our students are to be back. It's while we think that we're, offering in a traditional manner prior to this year, something that we feel kids will be excited to be back for, this truly is a time that I believe it when kids say, I'm excited to be here, and they mean it. I think they've seen the other side and what the possibility is, and they truly value what school means to them and what we're able to provide for them in terms of, not only the academic, but the social, emotional, the physical, the cognitive, the affective, all those domains are really hit and come together here at our school. The last one, students, it all felt worth it to see the kids in the hall. They want to be here, and that really says it all. Our focus, is going to always remain on our students. And here's a couple of shots of the kids throughout the first couple of weeks here. The walk of gratitude that went through one of our courtyards was absolutely amazing. The kids participated in that. It really does feel good and feel like our school community has returned. We're going to do everything possible to continue on that positive curve and make any adjustments where we have to. How it all ties together. These are words from our charter, and these are words that mean the most to our students. This is still going to be something that's important to our students, our staff, collectively our learning community as we continue to move forward. Kids want to feel respected and safe and included, happy, valued. These from each of our grade levels are what make up what they want to see in their daily experience here at Saxe. And, this is where their voice and choice comes in. And we certainly want to keep that as a part of our priority in everything that we do here. Finally, as we get down to the second to last slide, I mentioned earlier, we are Saxe Middle School. Not only is this a beautiful picture of our building and our campus, but truly everybody that we have spoken about in this meeting here, everybody who is on this webinar, and everybody who's in our building today participating live or remotely, is what makes up Saxe Middle School. And we could not be more proud to represent our learning community here as Saxe Middle School. And we feel that, we try and deliver the best, and we can't do it without everybody being part of that. And we thank you for everything you do for that to be possible. So I'm getting down to the last slide. I want to ask our PTC co-presidents if there's anything that you wanted to close with, but I thank you for your time this morning. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Again, we'll be available to you, and thank you for being here this morning.
I'm stopping my video again because I'm understanding that you can hear me better. But thank you. Thanks, Mr. Gessich. Thank you, Dr. Lutsey. Thank you to the administrators and everyone for taking the time. And thank you to our parents for taking the time this morning to learn a bit more about what PTC is doing to get updates from the school. Thanks for navigating the technical difficulties that we had. Patty, I know, is out there as a participant now and somehow got booted off as a panelist. So just in keeping with the theme of working through technical issues. If you guys have any questions, if something wasn't clear, if you just need anything, you can go to the Saxe PTC website and get to Patty and I. Our emails are on there. So please feel free to reach out. And thank you very much.
It looks like Patty made it back in just in the nick of time.
I did. I made it back in. Jenny said everything I would have said. And I think this maybe this new webinar is the way to roll, because we compacted a lot of information into an hour. So thanks for joining us, everyone. Hope you have a great year. Reach out if you have any questions or need any help with anything. Thanks, Dave, for all your help.
Thank you all. Really appreciate everything. Again, everybody who's on as a panelist this morning, appreciate your time. And thank you for everybody who's come out to spend a little bit of time with us this morning to hear more about Saxe Middle School. We're proud to be here and proud to serve. All right, at this point,
Bye.
I'm going to stop record. Okay. And